Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Power 30. I am so incredibly pumped about this morning because we have a powerhouse of a woman who is a guest. Her name is Joey Nay. She's amazing, you guys. She just earned Silver Stars, which is a huge coveted trip. Honestly, it's like one of our favorite ones that we have ever been on with Plexus. And the way that you earn this trip is by developing the most silvers in your levels 1 through 3. Okay. You guys, she developed 9 silvers that month. And what, 5 of them were your level ones? 4 or 5 of them? Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. So she is going to share with you, and she ranked up to senior ruby last month. Okay. So, like, her team is moving and shaking, like, they are going to hit emerald here soon. It's super, super exciting. And so, she's going to share with you guys all of just the different tips and tricks and things of like, how in the world did they develop that many silvers? What sorts of things were they doing? What do they attribute to a lot of their success? How do they hit those rank ups? All the things. So get your pen and paper ready, take notes, because you want to do the things that she's doing. So go ahead, Joey.
Hey, thank you for having me. Um, I first of all just want to say that the goals for March did not start on March 1st. So I think that's probably the most important part of how it all came together and happened for me. Um, I hit Ruby, the last time I hit Ruby status was November of last year. And December, my son had his second unexpected brain surgery. So December and January were just like, I don't want to say a wash because that's also part of my success, is because my whole business didn't just like tank in those months because I had systems in place. So if you're not working closely with someone else on your team, whether it's a sideline sister from another team, your upline, your sponsor, that you don't trust fully with your business when you can't be present, I highly suggest finding somebody that can do that with you and be in the chats with you, and kind of just take over when life happens. Not so much when you just don't feel like working or just when you're like on a vacation, although that's helpful. But I mean, it was 2 solid months of literally the unknown, and my whole business didn't just tank. We did okay. We didn't hit Ruby. But then I knew February, we were coming out of it. We were doing okay. We were going to the Bahamas. So I knew like, okay, like I'm not putting the pedal to the metal in February, but we have to get these bearings and get back on track. So we were coming home from the cruise, and now we drove from Pennsylvania to Florida. So that meant we were driving home on February 28th. So on February 28th, I was in the car for over 20 hours and I literally worked my butt off on February 28th. That meant new enrollments on February 28th, but I wasn't holding on to them until March. I was doing the things and doing them now. And I had said to my husband on that car ride, I'm like, I really want to re-rank Ruby. Um, but another ticket is not just re-ranking or hitting, that next level and making your goal like, okay, I need 500 points. I want to re-rank Ruby as high as I can. I don't just want to hit that threshold. I said, and I really think it would be cool to earn silver stars. So I mentioned it and I put it out there to my husband, who had no idea what that meant either. But he's like, okay, like whatever. If you want to go for it, then you go for it. So um, I I was messaging everybody, and I'll tell you that my 5 level 1s, none of them were new customers in March. Most of them were people that have been with me since my very first month that I just didn't dive into, and I didn't, like just breathe belief into. But I was just like, I sent a message that was like, hey, I know this sounds crazy, but I am running right now for an exclusive opportunity with the company that they only pick 3 people for, and I can totally do this, but I can't do it without helping you get $300. What a terrible side effect, right? Like literally that was my message. I was like, I mean, like how terrible is that? And that's what I sent to them, and they were like, yeah, let's help you. Let's do this. What can I do? One of those girls she didn't return her products. She sold them to me because she was like, I can't stick to this. I just can't stick to the regimen. And all of these things. And she sold her products to me, but I never gave up on her because it wasn't that she didn't like them. She just couldn't stick to the system. So we worked, with her routine and her regimen. It was all in her head. And I just worked with her. So it's literally working with the people that started with you because they're the ones that trust you the most. So I highly encourage you to backtrack to these people that believe in you, they want to help you, and just building those relationships with them. So it's not always just, somebody joins and they go silver, which has happened. I had 3 girls hit silver yesterday, fast start silver, just yesterday. So, and they're all brand new. So, but that's where it trickles from working with the people that you've already got, because now you built belief in them. Now they're sharing. Now the new people come in and the new people are excited and they're doing the things. So, I did keep like a list and I literally would just write it on paper. I probably have it here like 12 times because it was just repetitive. It was just if somebody added one, their name went down and I wrote 1, 2, 3 underneath their name because there was no way they weren't getting 3. So I was having those spaces there to fill those in. And it was everybody. And I'm actually working with my girl Kathy, who's on here, and she's in the running for Silver Stars this month. And I told her, do the same thing. Even if it seems impossible, write down who you have that hasn't went silver yet and put 3 under them. Fill in the first one. And then I literally message them every single day. And I'm like, okay, who can we talk to today? You're only 2 away. Who can we talk to today? You're still only 2 away, but this is totally possible. Who can we talk to today? You literally only need one more. Like I literally was in their inbox every single day. I would send it out to my whole team. I would send it to every single one of my customers. I would just keep plugging away at the same people and everyone else. But I really had to focus in on the people that like had that one and then turn that into 2 and then turn that into 6 and get a prize. So really just keeping keeping it about what they're getting from this, but letting them know like, yes, like you are helping me. This is a huge goal, but you're going to be a part of something huge. So then along came the graphic that said that I was in the running. Which totally flipped me out. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then they're like, well, let's get on the phone with corporate. I'm like, okay. So we get that scheduled. March 25th is when I had my call with corporate to go over my numbers and kind of troubleshoot some things and just kind of like see where your benchmark is and then where you could end up and all of the things. And we're looking at numbers and I wasn't even at Ruby points yet on March 25th. And I was like, oh my gosh. And everyone is like celebrating success. And there were people in the company doing like really big things that in that moment, it's not just negativity that can throw you off. Other people's success can also throw you off. So everybody's talking and celebrating all these other people in the company that are doing really amazing things, which is exciting. And I'm excited for them. But at the same time, I'm like, what does that mean for me? Does that mean now I don't have a chance? And for like 0.3 seconds, I thought that. And my husband was like, are you doing this for them or are you doing this for you? Uh, and I was like, you're right. Like, this is for me and it's still possible. And I know that I'm doing everything that I can do. I'm going to stay in my own lane. So stay in your own lane. Even if somebody else is doing absolutely phenomenal, yes, listen to what they're doing and hear them and listen to what I'm telling you. But if you're doing something and it's working, stay in your own lane. Just have faith and confidence in yourself because that's literally what drove me through. We were looking at projections on that phone call for how I could hit Ruby by the end of the month and then projecting to hit senior Ruby by convention. And I was like, that's not okay with me. Can we like switch this up a little bit? So we looked at numbers a little bit differently. And I had a surgery scheduled for also the 31st of March. So like I knew I only had a couple days to make it happen. And I just got off of that phone call and I kept the same excitement and I was proud of my team and the things that they were doing and I just let them know it. And we surpassed senior Ruby in that last 5 days. It was absolutely incredible. Just watching the numbers grow and just seeing people just plug away. I want to say without ambassador conversions, we added 64 last month. And without ambassador conversions right now, we're at 56 for this month. So like my team is literally rocking and rolling. And I can tell you that it's because I showed back up with energy and positivity. It doesn't mean I didn't have hard seasons. I did, and my team and my customers, they understood that, like, it was real life. It wasn't that I didn't want to be Ruby those months. I wasn't working to be Ruby those months. So we can want it all we want. Like, I wanted it the whole time. But I had to show back up as me, and they recognize that. Like, so they recognize what you're putting out to them. Um, Not that like people aren't going to show up and rally for you in hard times. They absolutely will, but it's so much better if they're doing this and they're supported by you, the person that they trusted, the person that they locked arms with, you know, to take these supplements. And I definitely just want to say, like, yeah, stay in your own lane. Even positivity can like try to build some resistance for you. I think that's totally normal. Shout your people out for literally everything that they do. If they do an awesome post, shout them out. Because some people are posting and their posts are really awesome and they might not be getting any engagement, and then they're going to stop because they thought it wasn't good enough, and really it is. Like, half the time my posts don't get any engagement, but then it's just like, okay, like giving them a task for what's next. So I would be, who are we talking to today? Who are we talking to today? And then giving them a task, give them a post, give them a message. You feel like you might be giving a lot, but they'll do it if you give it to them. You take the guesswork out and you give them exactly what to do, and they will do it. Like I said, the people that went silver for me at the beginning last month, they've been with me since the beginning. Why didn't they do it? Because I didn't give it to them to do it. I didn't tell them that they could. I mean, it's just the truth. And so the timing is perfect. It all worked out. And you know, don't be discouraged when they don't want to, because I didn't want to for 3 years. And let me just see. Yeah. So shouting them out. Another thing that shouting them out did for me was it like really creates like FOMO. Like, I have a girl who was a rock star and I loved her, but I also stay in my own lane when it comes to like people are just not really sure. And she shared a little bit and then she kind of backed off. And I just kept loving on her where she was at. And she literally messaged me this month and she's like, listen, I am back. I see what you guys are doing and I am like really jealous. And she flat out was like, I'm jealous that this person's doing great. And I see you shout this person out and I want that. I want that for me. Well, she just earned the luggage this month. Like, so she is back. So it's really those shout outs are doing more. Than just building belief in the person you're shouting out, but it's literally can really rebuild the foundation of your entire team and your organization by just doing those shout outs. Because another thing for me was being proud of myself. So those shout outs like make us feel, you know, some pride and being proud of ourselves. But as an adult, how often we're so proud of other people, right? Like, I'm so proud of you for doing this, and I'm so proud of you because you did that. I'm so proud of my kids because they do this. But how often are we truly proud of what we do? And I can tell you that working my butt off in March and plugging in every single day and just pouring into everyone as much as I possibly could, it was definitely like Caitlin always says, it's a season of imbalance, but it works. It was definitely imbalanced because there was so much growth really quickly. But I was so confident then in what I was doing, even after that little moment of like, well, is there room for me here? Right. I was so confident that I put all the work in that when I went to bed on March 31st and still not knowing if I earned silver stars or not, I was literally like, okay, I did all of everything that I could do. And if I don't get it, if I don't get the phone call, I still am so proud because I literally know I did everything that I could do. And that's a totally different feeling than I feel like I've felt in a lot of years. So I was like, would I be heartbroken? Well, I'll tell you, in the middle of the month, when I told my husband, you know, we were talking about doing this, I was like, it's all right. I'm a little off track, but I can always try again next month. Well, at this point, my numbers hit senior Ruby. So no, there is no more next month. So could I have said like, oh, I'm going to be devastated if I don't get it? I mean, I could have, but I literally knew that I was so proud of myself that I did everything that I could. So if I get the call, I'm even more proud because I actually like it happened. It all came together the way it was supposed to. And celebrate yourself along the way. because some people just aren't going to do it for you. And if you don't celebrate yourself, then you build more of that doubt, that like maybe I can't. Like toward the end of the month, I was like, I wasn't ever like maybe I can't. And I think that's the difference is if you say you can't, you won't, It's literally that simple in a sense of you have to believe in yourself. It just all comes down to not just wanting it, but you literally have to work for it. Like I wanted to be Ruby in November and December, yeah, December and January. I wanted that, but things were happening. Like, and I knew that it just was not where I was at. Um, so work for it. Stay in your own freaking lane. Regardless of what's going on, good or bad, just, if you want it, you have to stay focused and go for it. And like I said, just keep writing it down. Like literally every single person, like I've been talking to Cassie about this because, there's a moment where we're like, I don't think I have enough people. I don't think I can do this. You start writing those names down. You're like, wow, like that's 4 level ones already. And she already has one. So, and when you write it down and you're doing that 1, 2, 3, if there's just one there, it doesn't look so bad. And then, like I said, I just would every day, who are we talking to today? So, I mean, I literally sent messages of, um, I have one I could read here, but I have like 3 of them that I use. They use one for my whole team, one for people that were loving their regimen, and then like another one for people I wasn't really even sure where they were at. I just said, hey, I know you're loving your regimen and your journey, and I'm going for a big goal. And the only way I can earn it is helping people like you earn money. Not a bad side effect, huh? All we need to do is find 3 of your friends interested in getting started with you. I can help find their custom regimen. When we get 3 started before 331, you'll get over $300 cash. How does that sound? What is that? I mean, I literally like called myself a crazy person in a message. I'm like, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm going for this, and only 3 people from the whole company get chosen. So yeah, I mean, just make. I'm like the queen of non-scripted things. So I do not like I will just throw my message together. It's literally me. And I also offer that to my team. Like send me what you want to say and I'll like make it sound, a little bit more hype because if there's one thing we have here, it's the energy. So I hope that you got something from this. My team is just kicking butt right now and I'm so proud of them, and I will just say like for my team that is on here, like thank you so much for believing in me, but thank you for believing in you. Thank you for showing up and believing in you. And I will tell you that I literally cried screenshotting the shout outs from the company with how many people were just on my team from last month and those rank up things and stuff like that. Like that's where it's at. So when you get to be doing that for multiple people at one time, like and shouting them out, that you're changing lives. And that is why I bring the energy and I pour into my people all of the time. I build the relationships. Again, like I don't give up on anybody because I said no for 3 years. And one of my girls who who earned a prize last month sold her products back to me. So don't give up on anybody.
Joey, I love all of this. Will you share real quick about your team, your very first team call that you did? Because I feel like it was so successful, and I want people to see like that part of hitting those ranks, part of doing those things is really like stepping into that leadership role and rallying your people. Like I hope that you guys noticed over and over again, she kept saying, like, I bring the energy and everything else kind of falls into place, right? So many times we want this perfect plan of how do we go after this? How do we do this? What happened? Literally, it is tied into the energy that you are bringing, because things just seem to work out the way that they are supposed to when you hold that high energy. Like that's your job as a leader. Your job is to create more bandwidth in your life so that you are able to hold that energy for other people. And like the list, okay, so every single person that I personally know on our team and above who has earned the Silver Stars trip has done the exact same thing that Joey did with the lists, right? Writing people down, writing their names, 1, 2, 3, who has one, who's the lowest hanging fruit, who has two, who's closest to silver, because what you focus on expands, right? So if you want to create more silvers, you have to focus on silver development, right? And you have to know, who am I working with? Because sometimes the list can get a little bit crazy, right? She's like, I rewrote the same list like 12 times. Sometimes you have to do that because you're like, I don't, where'd the paper go? Right. But it's like
I'm
you're,
looking. I have it several
yeah,
times. There's like, you probably can't even see it, but there's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's just so like, and that's just one page. And then there's another one, and we do like 1, 2, 3 letters again. So it's just, and it gets like redundant, but it helps you realize like you're checking more people off the box. And not only that, but like you're adding somebody else who added one. So the list gets a little bit bigger. And then your levels down then. So like, and but the list is helpful because it's also reminding you that there's growth happening. Even if it doesn't develop into 1, 2, 3, if it develops into 1, 2, there's still growth and you're still being successful. You're still moving along.
yes, I love that. I love that so much. And really, it's just about getting your focus on where it needs to be and what you want to see happen. Um, okay, will you touch on real quick about your team call?
So I never even like held my own Zoom before in my life. Everybody was like, okay, well, like, what's the link for the call? And I'm like, I'll get to that. I literally made it the day before because I was so like not sure how holding my own call was going to go. I created a group for all of my people, and I was like, listen, like, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get on, we're gonna talk, we're having our first ever team call. I did it in a chat. I kept hyping it up. All my girls were like, hey, make sure you get on. I didn't even really know what we were gonna do. Besides like have my OG Cassie was going to tell her story, and we were just going to like tell everybody what they did this month. And there were over 20 people on that call. I was floored, and I kind of wish I would have had it like midday, like lunchtime, because I didn't even sleep that night. I was so freaking excited. And then the next day is when I got the call. So then like I didn't sleep that night either. So it was just like a total week of pure like chaotic, exciting energy. But that's what we did. On our first call, we literally celebrated everyone. And then what I did, I love like calls to action. So I'm like, okay, so I want you now, like after this call, because there's a lot of people that didn't get on and we did not record it because I didn't know how, but but we were not recording it. Right? It doesn't have to be perfect, right? So I just bring the energy. Nobody knows. So I said, you hop into our team group and I want you to post your takeaway from this call tonight. And I'm telling you, like, I got off that call and trying to like get my daughter to bed, and like my messenger was blowing up. But it wasn't just my messenger, like that call was so great. This and that. I love the energy. I love this family. I can't believe this community. And like a lot of them were new people. And then Sharon messaged me, and Kate is like, holy crap, like your team page, what did you tell those people? Because Kate, I think, like got cut off at the end of the call, and she's like, what did you tell them? Because your group is like the notifications are insane. And the things that they were posting though, when you scroll through, it was beautiful. It was so good. It was better than I ever could imagine. They weren't just like, oh, I love this call because Joey's crazy. They were like I didn't realize I was getting a community. I didn't realize, like they really were pulling some things out, and it was just to scroll through, it was just beautiful. So I'm super pumped for our next one. We were actually going to do 2 in the month because there's just been so much hype. But then we did Cassie's Rally to Ruby call because Cassie is in the running for Silver Stars this month, and she's going for Ruby by the end of this month. So there's so much happening. But yes, our first team call like knocked my socks off.
I love this so much. Okay, there's some really key things that I want you guys to notice there. A messy action, right? Just take messy action. She had never done a call before. She didn't even really know how to create a Zoom link, didn't know how to record it, didn't know how she was going to do it, didn't even really know what she was going to say, but she took messy action and it went beautifully. And I think the reason why she had so many people show up to this call is because the month before she was pouring into these people. You can't just throw it out and be like, you know what? That's it. Joey did a team call. I'm doing a team call. And then you don't have a lot of people show up. It doesn't work like that. She's been pouring into people, investing in them. She sold the call to them, right? She has been highly invested in her people. adding tons of value to them. She has been connecting, creating a beautiful culture that now everyone, she kind of got to bring them all together. So there are key pieces that kind of happen before that moment in order to get that kind of amazing response from people. Because I can see you guys being like, yes, that's it. I'm going to go do a team call now. Joey did it. But if you're not doing the groundwork before and you're not bringing that same energy, that same connection, really diving in, really pouring into people, really celebrating them, it's not going to give you those same results. So, Joey, this was absolutely amazing. And I love that you said, okay, I had a situation very similar with corporate projecting my points where we were going for diamond and they got on a call with our whole team and told me I wasn't even projected to hit sapphire that month, and I was like, oh no, this is terrible. And you're like, yeah, senior ruby by convention, I don't think so. And it just goes to show you, like, numbers are just there, right? Like, they're just kind of showing you things, but your energy gets to determine how fast or how slow those numbers are going to go up and move. Like, I'm fully confident that Joey is going to be emerald by the time that we get to convention, right? She's going on that cruise. She's going to hit this. Like, her team is growing. Her ads are amazing. Like, it's going to be incredible. But if she just would have believed what other people told her about where her points were and what she could do, she would not be doing the things that she's doing. So that's another lesson in itself. Like she said, stay in your own lane, do your own thing, know what you're capable of, and be willing to put in the work. She wanted those other points in the other months, but she wasn't showing up like she is now, right? And so it makes a huge difference. You can't just want it, you have to show up, you have to stay in your lane, and you don't always have to believe the things that corporate projects out or even what other people have told you is possible or not possible, because it literally doesn't matter. If you believe that it's possible to make it happen, it can happen, right? Like on the 25th, she wasn't even at Ruby. And then she soared through senior Ruby points by the end of the month and had surgery and was like doing all the amazing things. Like, it's so, so incredible. She didn't look at that and then be like, you know what? I have surgery at the end of the month. So I think we're just going to kind of throw in the towel because this just is not going to work. That's not the attitude of a winner. Okay. And she's a winner because she showed up regardless of all of those things. So, Joey, this was phenomenal. You guys go in the energy bus, show her some love. This was incredible. You fired all of us up. I'm so proud of you. Love watching you soar and your team. You're amazing. So, thanks so much for
Thank
jumping on
you.
today.
Thank you, everyone.